What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. Just the general reviews I hear on it. It has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. From what Caleb told me, he said don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping notes that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
I'm Interlock Ian, and I wouldn't fucking miss the Not Our Finest Hour podcast for nothing.
Welcome to the beginning of the podcast. This was like literally the shittiest 2 weeks I can ever remember.
Really? What was that bad about?
It's fucking rained every day. Every day it has pissed rain on us.
It snowed.
It's snowed a pile. It's fucking pissed. It's just like, for November, this is probably two of the shittiest weeks I could ever remember.
This is, one of my, from memory, this is probably like the worst November weather-wise.
It's not good. Not good.
You guys still be able to get a lot of work done in the snow?
No.
No.
I reluctantly did a lift and relay, a relay on a job that had to be done this week before the Christmas parade rolls down
I did
the street.
See that.
And that's about as much as we did some digging today for our last residential job of the year, I think. So that was a start.
What was smelling so bad there?
The fucking Lowlive's house.
No way.
Yeah, man, this is actually, it's pretty close to where I grew up. A rough part of town.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like I was out front and like you can smell the garbage bags and they leave their like front entranceway door open and there's a wicked smell that's coming out of it and stuff. And one of the civil guys, this old man construction worker, he comes by. He was pounding in stakes for the concrete guys that were supposed to come and do their concrete work last week. Anyway, I was shooting the shit with that guy and he goes, "Oh yeah, there's a lady and her 3 daughters that live here and her boyfriend." And he goes, "The boyfriend's one of those Game Boys." He goes, "He's playing his Game Boy all the time." And he goes, "Shouldn't you be working?" And he goes, "Nah, man, this is what I do."
No way.
And he sits at home and plays games. So obviously doesn't clean the house because it's just disgusting.
Maybe there's somebody dead in there.
Potentially. I don't know. But
was that part of your contract or something they called you in for?
That's part of the reinstatement contract on that street. Topsoil, sod, brick reinstatement. One package.
But that's like their front entrances. They don't own the city owns those?
Yes, so generally, in our town at least, the city will own either the curb or the sidewalk and then 8 to 10 feet in front of your house.
Oh, okay.
Usually, depending on the street, I guess, right? But now the interlock doesn't match the new sidewalks, so it's time to go in and relay the brick pads. Which, in my city, I don't know why, but they picked the most decrepit fucking low income tax fucking streets there is. Right?
They're trying to gentrify them.
You're gentrifying the civil side, but the houses are still shit and the people inside are still shit.
Yeah, but then someone will see that beautiful street and then buy the house, tear it down, gentrify the neighborhood. Gentrifying, you have to start somewhere, right? You have to start the gentrification process at the roads and the curbs and the sidewalks, because if the roads and the curbs and the sidewalks are pieces of shit, no one's bashing down a house to build a bigger one. Well, maybe no one is anyways. I don't know
No
how
one
big
is
those lots
anyway,
are.
but I understand the sentiment. Yeah, like I get the whole idea of it. But there's no saving this neighborhood. She's rough, man. But what do you do? I'm happy to put the brick back in. Like I say, this is the only way I can get some of my tax money back is to do work like this around town. Right back in my pocket.
Mm.
I like to think at least. So, um, 0.114. I'm reverse engineering my wall price that Jack put together to make sure the block supplier isn't ripping me off right now.
I interviewed Jack last night.
Did you?
Yep.
How's
And
that?
It was good. He had a nice little commercial landscaping episode coming next week.
oh no, he gave away our secret sauce.
Yeah, specifically you guys, we got right into your numbers and
Well,
Well, that's
no,
good. That's good. I should listen so I'll know them. I'll fucking listen to that episode so I can learn my own fucking numbers.
No,
yeah,
Jack's very careful with not giving that information.
that's our
Did he
boy.
mention me and Chad?
Yeah, you guys both came up in the interview.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did he say we're his best clients or his worst client?
More so
Or his
just
favorite client?
around management. So
Oh,
due to proximity, he manages PK's commercial projects that he bids on, or some of them, and
Basically
just
all
talking
of
about
them.
that, basically all of them. And then, yeah, so my last question to him was, with all the companies he's worked for or worked with, what's something that stands out that they have in common or differences that make them more efficient or more profitable?
that's a big question.
So I think Chad, you came up in that one. It was just about having like a array of equipment. Oh, a PK came up in that actually as well. Having the ability to have dump trucks to be able to truck, move stuff around. So he got into the more so like competitive aspects that, you know, basically the more vast array of equipment and things that you have on hand, the more things that you can bid on and the more quicker you can get things done. Kind of like what Chad talks about as well, quite a bit here. Just throw whatever you have at it, right?
I'm not talking shit. Broken clock is right twice a day.
The
Oh,
clock
yeah.
is right twice a day. So I was
Wait,
doing this.
go ahead.
Oh, I don't. Go ahead if you have something to say.
I
I don't
got,
know.
well, I have nothing of importance. So,
That's the whole voices of this podcast that you have nothing of importance to say. So go
true.
ahead and say whatever you didn't have to say that was important. Not
True.
important.
We finished that big culvert wall today.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's time for them to pay us now. Um, it went for the most part well. We had a job site accident, which could have killed someone. Um, so Murray was apparently, I don't know the whole story. Murray was running the 20-ton shovel and he went to get out or something, but his sleeve caught one of the joysticks with the lever down and mashed PJ pretty hard with the
No,
side of the
Jesus.
bucket. Yeah, like it could have been fucking catastrophic. Thankfully, PJ is good. He's not, didn't go to the hospital. He was fine to finish the day, fine the next day, just today. So,
Wow.
I mean, it could have been a lot worse. So I don't know what the rule is now. No jackets in the excavator, or
Well, I mean, it should be if you're going to get out of the excavator, you pull the lever.
yeah, understood, which I thought was normal.
It's
But
amazing what you think and
yeah,
what
I know.
other people think. No, no, a bunch of shit like this has happened to me today too. So I like not as catastrophic as that. I'm talking about minor items where I think someone would be doing this, but they're not doing that. So to me, it makes sense if you go to get out of an excavator, the first thing you do is pull the lever and kill the machine.
If you're not engaged completely with what's going on, maneuvering those joysticks, and the lever should be up.
So you're saying even if you're sitting in it, but you're not doing anything, you would pull the lever, and then when they
I
ask you to do something, push it. I agree with you. I think
I
that's
think
a
it's
great
good
policy.
practice. I'm not
Yeah,
saying if a block is hanging in the air or anything like that, right? But like if you're communicating with someone outside of the shovel and you're like leaning forward or whatever,
you should pull the lever. I
you should
agree with you
pull,
100%.
you know,
Yeah,
like it's a fail.
especially in the winter with jackets.
Someone comes up to you, wants to talk out of the side of the shovel, the lever goes up, right?
I think that
Shit
that's
like that.
you're absolutely right.
Um, but I don't know the protocol because I mean, we're heavy equipment operators, but even the heavy equipment operators that I went to school are fucking morons. So, uh, unless you're working for these monster companies with an SOP for every single thing, maybe you don't know this.
But
And it's
even
different for
then,
every company.
someone has to do the SOP.
Yeah.
You can make all the SOPs, which for anyone listening is standard operating procedure because I didn't fucking know. So I feel like it's good.
Neither did I. I didn't know for the
I
longest.
just
But
feel like that's fair to say.
yeah, no.
You can make
That's value.
like we have I have signs posted, like we have a key box in the can. There's a sign posted beside it that says on Mondays make sure you take a pouch. Or it says actually I didn't say Mondays because sometimes a truck doesn't go out for 2 days and then it goes out on Tuesday or Wednesday, right? But it didn't work, that they didn't need that truck on Monday. So I'm like, before you leave the yard, make sure your truck has a credit card in it, a pouch, and those are, I can't, there's something else. I don't remember, but it's written down. The amount of times that people leave our yard without a pouch or a credit card and then call me like, yeah, I took the black Dodge, but there's no credit card in it. I'm like, did you check before you left the yard? No. Okay, isn't there like a huge fucking sign right beside the keys?
Yeah.
Yes. Like today, so Christy was delivering soil, which in the pouring rain and the snow fucking sucks because it's screened topsoil, so it's all going to stick in the box.
Hmm.
So I messaged Spencer and said, "Hey, do you have a shovel on site to clean out the truck?" Right? He said, "Yeah, I have a 5 ton here." I said, "Okay." So she got there, dumped or whatever. Then I was talking to her because she was having some problems with her air dryer. There's something going on with it, and I said, "Oh, did they scrape the box for you?" And she goes, "Yeah, but it's some tiny excavator. It's not a 5 ton." And I was like, "Okay, he literally just posted a video on Instagram I saw of his 5 ton on the site where you're supposed to dump the soil." Well, there's just a tiny excavator there. I said, "Okay, but he literally just posted a video on Instagram. Did you dump the soil at the right fucking house?" Well, there was
Oh,
a guy. She's like, "Well, there was a guy there who said directed me in and told me where to dump the soil." I said, "Was it Spencer?" She said, "No." I said, "In the dispatch for this job, is Spencer the site contact?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Did you call him?" She said, "No." I said, "Okay. Why didn't you call him?" She said, "Well, because a kid was there who backed me in and wanted the soil." I said, "Okay, but what if it's the wrong fucking house?" She said, "There's a lot of construction in that area." She's like, "Well, I don't know." I said, "Why wouldn't you call Spencer?" She said, "Well, would you have called Spencer?" I said, "Probably not." But the reality is we should have called Spencer before we dumped the fucking soil. And I said to her, "This is not your fault. This is my fault, 100%, because I don't have a rule that before a truck dumps a load, they fucking call the site contact." I make the assumption when I load the site contact into the dispatch that people are using that to call the site contact to make sure they're dumping in the right place. But that's not what's happening because there's no procedure for it, I guess. I don't know. But like it seemed like basic to me that I put the site, but people aren't doing it. It's like we've been putting pouches in trucks for 6 years. And we did it before all these people who worked with me before, some of them have been putting pouches in trucks for 15 fucking years.
yeah.
And they still don't put pouches in trucks unless I remind them.
So here's the thing. Like so you set up all these SOPs. Are you expecting everybody to read all the SOPs for everything? Because there's a billion different there is a potential endless amount of SOPs for every single thing that you do. And are you going to get mad at these guys whenever they don't remember?
I think if you were to call the pundits about this stuff, the pundits would tell you if someone doesn't do everything and buy into the system, you fire them until you find a group of people who do. I'm not saying I agree
People
with that,
make
Chad,
mistakes, though.
but if
Our
they
company
repetitive,
is fucking full of them.
I agree, but I think that all the pundits would say that the goal is to keep firing people, never be attached to anyone, and get if they don't buy into the system and they're not doing the things that you're putting out, you keep firing and firing and firing and firing until you find people that do it.
In my real life experience, there's not that many people that can be hired and fired.
Do you I'm just putting this out there as a question. Do you think that you keep people that don't do what you ask because you can perceive it to be easier than you having to find new people?
Um, no, I think that in business, it's like a game of chess. And at some point, you run out of pieces to play with.
I used to do when I ran Ridge Lake, I used to do an assessment of everyone at the end of every year. And you would take like all the valuable things about that staff member and all the problems that staff member causes. And then I would put it into a rating of 100%. So someone could be 80% of the things that they bring to the table are valuable, and 20, because no one is 100%. There's no staff member in the world that is at 100%. So I would take these people like, oh, no, you're not. Like, maybe you might believe you are. Chad put up his hand, but maybe I've never worked with you, so maybe you are
Well,
100%.
there has to be 100%,
I'm not. I fuck up all the time.
but you're the best there is
Yeah, but that's
at
not
that company. So
100%.
that's your 100%.
No, like I still fuck up all the time. So as soon as I make one fuck up for the season, I'm not at 100%.
I think that's a really hard way to, I don't think you can rate people like that.
I used to do
Not
it.
to their face anyway.
I did it for years. I wasn't doing it to their face. I was doing it like, say the season finished, average season finished for us between December 22nd and December 24th every year at that company. So I would take my Christmas, New Year's week off. On January 1st, traditionally the owner of that company and I always had a sit down meeting for how we were going to change the company on January 1st. And then from January 1st on, I would start working on this, all the people that we were employing at the time, and they would all come out to some kind of rating. Are they and once someone, because people sometimes the longer they're somewhere, they start to degrade over time. But if you're not tracking that degradation of those people, like it just becomes acceptable. They're doing less and less and less and complaining more and more because they're more comfortable in their position. They've been there longer. Anyways, I would come up with these sort of ratings for everyone. Like, this person is 80-20, so that's someone we want to hang on to. 75-25, we want to hang on to that person. We start to get to 60-40, we need to have a deep discussion about whether or not we want that person back next year. If 40% of the shit they're doing is causing fucking headaches and only 60% of the shit they're doing is valuable, when do we hit, like, we had people that hit like 50-50 that were long-term employees. I'm like, do we give them another chance next year? Maybe they had an off year. Maybe they're like, maybe something happened with their family. Maybe they got sick. Maybe they injured. There's a million reasons why someone might not be performing at peak value. So, but when someone gets to 50-50 or even 60-40, it's time to turf that person no matter how long they've been with you.
This is value. Wow.
But what's that conversation like? We've been tracking you for the last 15 years.
No, we just email them and say we don't need you back this next season.
Would you talk to them as well as sort of like a performance review?
Maybe I did that a couple times. I also used to take them, like, at the end of the season, I would take them all out for lunch and just do a review of how they thought it went and what they thought what their goals might be, or something they might. I think I did that a few times too.
What kind of things were you rating them on? Like, what were some of the aspects?
Oh, are they late?
Okay.
That, like, because that company was traditionally a company where everyone met at the yard and then got in trucks and went to sites. Like, that becomes, if someone's late, every minute that they're late, that truck's sitting there with three other guys and that you're paying, that being late is a huge deterrent because it's you're vaporizing money. How many, like, it's better in my mind, sometimes it's almost better to miss a day than be 30 minutes late. Because you got guys sitting there waiting for 30 minutes for this person, which is annoying the people in the truck and ruining their day. Were they, what was their communication level? What are their skills? If you have someone that, like, to me, there's people who are a skid steer operator, and then there's a scoop and dump skid steer operator. Those are very different people. A skid steer operator can grade, spread gravel, understands grade stakes. Like, a scoop and dump operator can take from a pile and scoop on a tree, and then someone shovels a well. Those are different people. They get different ratings. Their value gets rated differently. I mean, I can teach someone to be a scoop and dump skid steer operator in 20 minutes. How hard is that? Go to the pile, scoop it, drive over to that tree, dump it. By the end of the day, you'll be an amazing scoop and dump operator. I don't put a lot of value on that skill. Can they run an excavator? What are they like? Can they grade for interlock? Can they cut? Can they mark? Knowing how to start and cut with a saw is not near as valuable as knowing how to mark. When people are watching people marking and cutting, they're like, oh, look at that guy with the saw. He's got all the skill. There's no fucking skill in cutting with a saw. I can teach anyone to start a saw and fucking cut a line. There's no skill in that. The skill is in the marking the cut. So I would put a lot more weight on the person that marks than the person that cuts. I don't give a shit that you can start a saw and drop it on a line. I want someone to be, whoever makes the line for you to cut, that's the fucking value.
I had to cut yesterday with no marks. Just eyeball. It was a job that really didn't matter that much, but I'm just like, there's no marker here. Everything is soaking wet. There's no way to mark this shit. It's fucking half frozen. Let's just eye it and go. I made a good 50 cuts. Just eyeball them. They were, for the most
But
part.
now you're more valuable now because you were marking and cutting.
But I was already at 100. So
You were already at
how
100.
do you go up?
Well, you can get a compaction rating of 105. So
Yeah, but isn't that there's two different ratings for compaction.
I'm just saying you can get a compaction of 105. You could be Chad at 105. I think
Yeah.
you could hit 105.
When do you know it's too hard?
I
What
don't know.
number is too hard? 115 or something? 114?
When the guy in the Corolla is waving his arms and screaming, I know it's too hard.
Or not hard enough. I don't think they
When
get
the guy in the Corolla's tandoori chicken goes flying, you know you're too fucking hard. I I don't like but because I value the person marking more than the person cutting, like I value the person grading more than the person laying the interlock. I have lots of guys that can carry and lay interlock. Great.
grading.
Fucking awesome. I can find some motherfucker on the side. I can go to the bus stop and find someone to carry and lay interlock. I can teach them to keep it square, kick it tight, check the lines. Those are things I can teach in 15 minutes. Teaching someone to grade interlock, that's a fucking skill. I suck at it.
Anyone can grade if someone sets the bars for them, but you don't use bars, so
But who sets the bars?
the foreman.
Well, that's
But yeah,
the skill.
I understand what you mean. It's still a grading skill, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. And we let people go based on that, you know. This guy was like 50-50, like whatever. I mean, if it was a long-term employee, it was different. Like I said, we would do an assessment, and there's other people that like this person doesn't need to be here anymore.
Well, here's one. We're doing this big retirement home job, and my guys have been in charge of the interlock primarily, probably laying 3,000 square feet or whatever, right? And some of my partner's guys hop in to do a little pad, and we were going over the pad, and it's not good, like not billable. Like, oh, you got to cut some of it out. Some like pieces are up and down and stuff. I'm like, well, maybe it's the batch or something. I'm just like, it's just not good. So we ended up having to relay half of it, just about. But yeah, so the grading guy is very important, obviously. Right.
Do you think that that's that having to happen is their fault, or do you think it was lack of supervision on your part?
Well, I can't be everywhere, and it's a team effort to do this whole thing. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that it is a material thing, but you can tell that the care wasn't there. Because if it's not perfect and you still sand, I think there's a talk.
I would be pissed about that.
There's a talk that if you notice that this is beyond acceptable and say, let's sand it anyway, there's a talk that needs to be had. Because up until that sanding point, there's some major surgery that you can do to fix the thing. But after that, it's a fucking redo. You can't walk back from that one.
Chad, do you think you have guys that are 60-40 or 50-50 and below?
No,
No.
no, they're all, I'd say 70 would be, I mean, they all do different things, right? But no one we employ would be less than a 70 as an employee.
How many points you get docked, PK, if you smash somebody with an excavator?
I don't think the first time. I don't think you do. If you smash someone, if you like, so obviously that guy, I'm sure he feels bad about it.
Of course, yeah.
Like he didn't. He's probably gotten up in the excavator like that 1,000 times with his jacket on,
Yeah.
maybe more than that. And it happened this one time. So now, collectively as a group, I'm assuming that Chad is going to have a meeting and put a
Yeah.
policy that
Go ahead.
you're lifting this fucking lever before someone gets killed.
Yeah.
And make it clear. And when a new hire comes on that's going to run an excavator, particularly your 20-ton excavator, because mistakes in the 20-ton are very
Yeah.
very rarely recoverable.
These are not toys.
Yeah. So you would. What is that? Are you watching a video?
Oh, it's my wife's phone in the other room.
Holy shit. Is she deaf?
Is it really picking up that good?
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like there's sounds like Street Fighters going on. Hoya, 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 hoya. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you got Street Fighter. I don't remember all the parts of it, but
Man, this mic picks up good.
If 2 weeks from now, that same individual, after all the new policies are put in place, gets up and it happens again, now I have a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Because at the end of the day, in my mind, and you guys can say this is different, that happening is Chad's fault because Chad didn't have a policy for it. When you get to the core of what happened there, it's Chad's fault. So once Chad creates the policy, if someone does it again, okay, well, now that's you refusing to adhere to the policy and it's a safety issue, so you can't be here anymore. I don't care how long you've worked here. I don't give a shit. Like, that's my mind. But I also am a person of very extreme ownership. Like, if the grade is fucked up on the job, that's 100% my fault. No one else's. I didn't supervise well enough. But I take extreme ownership over everything that happens at my company, and that's not what everybody takes. So that's my vision for me alone. It's probably why I hate myself so much.
Were you like that even at Ridge Lake? Or
Yes.
did you become this when you became business owner?
No, I've always been like that.
Yeah.
There I was in charge of everything outside the door. So if it happened outside the door and it was bad, it was my fault. What did I do wrong to not prevent that problem? And how can I prevent that problem in the future? But again, I have like an extreme ownership view over everything that happens. So I also see Chad's point of view where he's saying, I can't be everywhere at once. And these people are getting paid well to perform a job. I also agree with Chad.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I just can't envision it for myself.
On my end, and this is a completely sort of unrelated example. My travel agent called and said, "Are you ready to give the remainder of the balance owing for the Jamaica trip that we're booked for in January?" And I said, "Is this thing still a go? Like, is the hotel going to be 100%? Because
I would not. I would be getting my money back for that.
yeah,
Not putting
so
more money towards it.
well,
I
I
thought the
said
hardscaper trip was in Mexico.
I had Jamaica pre-booked.
Oh,
So
okay.
she goes, "Well, if you back out, you lose your deposit, um, or you can pay for it. And as far as right now, everything is good to go." And I said, "That's bogus. If I can't deliver 100%, I don't expect to be paid. Because these people want me to pay for a trip that they're not sure of can be
But
100%.
you can Google the hotel and it will tell you when that hotel is expected to be open
Yeah, it's
and
open tomorrow or something like that,
what
right?
hotel is it. I only
Some
know because I have
Coral
delved
something.
deep. Coral
I don't know. Coral
o-
Jamaica.
Ocean Coral or
Ocean
whatever.
Coral. Yeah. Have you been?
Yeah, yeah, I've been to that one.
Is it a fuck around or what?
I would never go back.
Oh, great.
Just for the record,
Fucking perfect. I put my deposit yesterday. Why couldn't we have had this
I don't
yesterday?
know. I'm just telling you. We went there. That's where we went last November.
Really?
Now, I think that your experience might be different in January because in November the hotel was empty and it just didn't. It had no like. And we've been to Jamaica a lot. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
many times you've been there. Yeah. So we've been to Jamaica like I think 6 or 7 times, and
Really?
it was in my experience that hotel was a cookie cutter hotel that you could have put in any island, any place, and it had no Jamaican vibe and no Jamaican feel to it. I
Well,
wrote a
that's fine
review.
with me. I'm going to say I went to Jamaica because I've never been to Jamaica. And for the most part, you can put me in Mexico, Dominican, anywhere and not tell me where it is. As long as I'm there and it's hot, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. They're all the same unless you go far enough south where you're in
I
Panama
also
or
think
something.
because you're going with a there was some weird things on the adult because that ocean coral is split. There's an adult side and a family side.
Yeah.
The adult side is fucking weird, man. We didn't spend a ton of time on the family side, and I think if you go as a family, you might have a vastly different experience than we did. On the adult side, it's just this like insane like we used to sit on our balcony in the shade, and there's these insanely huge areas of concrete with no shade, and you'd see people come out of the building on their first day, and then you have to walk forever to get to where the hotel is, and you just be like, that person is not making it, and you could see them slow down in the heat. It was fucking hilarious. Kelly and I and we just called it like the death zone. There's like a death zone there where it's
Great.
the food was okay, and the water park looked like it would be fun, and there was a lazy river we went in. I think as a family there's probably you'd have a different time than we did.
Well, I'm hoping, and I'm hoping the hotel's up to par, right? But the moral is, I don't know, what were we talking about? I just didn't
All
like
you
if I'm expected to pay full pop for something, I want it to be 100% because I wouldn't charge full pop for something if it's not 100%. I wouldn't put my
Yeah.
name on something that's not 100%. Right?
But all you have to do is go on TikTok and Google that hotel, and how trashed it is will
I,
come up.
I don't have a TikTok.
I'm just telling you. If you
Maybe
want to
my kid
know,
can do it or something.
if you want to know all about that hotel, you just have to look it up. It'll all pop up. It'll come up, and there's probably videos of it getting fucking trashed during this
Oh,
hurricane.
probably. Oh, yeah.
January, you might be okay.
Might
There's an
be.
argument. There's an argument too that we were supposed to go there next week. Well, we were supposed to leave on Saturday this week to go there,
Hmm.
and my problem with it was, if you watch the news, there's people starving, there's no food, there's no clean water, there's no power grid, there's nothing, and they wanted us to still go there. The hotel we were going to, 50% of it had fucking structural damage. And they were
Yeah.
like, no, keep coming. And I'm like, I told Kelly, like, I will walk away from that money and just book another trip. I don't care about that money that much.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't. When did you guys put the deposit on it?
Oh, pre-hurricane,
Yeah.
like end of summer or something. No, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, but it was a while ago
We
before
booked
there.
ours. Yeah, we booked ours 6 months ago.
Yeah,
We had the same.
and
We're
it's not
going
just
to
for
we're going
him.
to Dominican on Monday now.
Right on.
Yeah. Like, so we switched the trip from Jamaica to Dominican. We got business class flights, ultra premium room, all kinds of like crazy privileges, and they gave us $1,100 back. That's how much cheaper it is to go to Dominican.
Wow.
I didn't
It's
find Jamaica
crazy.
all that expensive, and I'm
Uh,
paying for 5 of us. So
Sorry.
I'm taking my in-laws, so I mean, for 5 of us, the price was pretty good.
Oh, I wouldn't have a problem with the price to go to Jamaica. It's just the most expensive island of all of them.
Really?
I thought the price was fair. It's the most expensive because they speak English.
Barbados.
Well,
Yeah, that's pretty
Barbados is okay.
expensive
I'm
too.
talking about all-inclusive resorts.
Yeah,
Barbados is
yeah,
different.
we went to Sandals, Barbados.
Okay, that's different.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
So,
different. That's a different. I don't like. We're going on. We're leaving Monday, so I think we're like. Of course, because we're leaving Monday, all of a sudden we got fucking crushed. We have to be in 3 jobs at once on Monday morning.
of
So,
course. Like,
and
of course.
our son, who started working for us and is now like a very valuable member of the team, shows up every day, works hard. I'm very proud of him. Um, he's, we booked the week off because we have all these animals that Kelly generally takes care of, but she won't be here. So he's also off for a week. Um,
Oh,
so we're down me and Nate for a week. So now we have uh, some guys coming to one job and some guys come to another job. So I think we're going to be okay, and I think it's going to go all right. But I think it's going to be a bit of a hectic, because like I can't go in the winter. Like we can't go in the winter, right? Like you can go in the winter because you're not doing
yeah,
anything,
yeah,
but I can't leave in the winter. If there's like a major snowstorm, I can't be in Dominican.
yeah.
I'd have to fly home.
And which in a snowstorm is not great.
No.
Flying into a
Well,
storm.
for us, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't matter, right? I don't need to be there till the day after the storm or 2 days after the storm.
Yeah.
Like what we do for snow is vastly different than what everyone else does for snow.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
it's so we usually go in November and March.
yeah.
Last year we did we go in March last year? I think we did. Yeah, we did. That's when I got really sick.
Oh,
That sucked. That trip was terrible. I just laid in bed the whole time.
um, had something I wanted to run by your brains. It is an opportunity to get 1,800 cubic yards of topsoil. It's right down the road from me, literally 5 minutes from that site to my yard. Um, at the cost of $4,500 worth of bin services. On my end,
Who's
it would,
who's trucking the soil to your yard?
well, it would be me or somebody that I hire.
So you're paying for the trucking and you're paying 4,500 in bin services?
Yes,
I wouldn't do that.
you would not.
Not enough. No. I'd be like, bro, I'll take your soil for free and you truck it here. That's the end of it.
But it's the potential to make, oh, how many? So after screening, you're maybe, let's say for the benefit, 1,200 yards times 25, $30,000 in soil minus the trucking cost one way. How many loads can you run a day if you are
15.
5 minutes away?
15.
Okay, so 1,500.
You might get more, but I think you're pushing it at 15
Okay, 15. How many go in a truck? Say,
cubic meters.
yeah, no, cubic yards. 30, 25,
Cubic yards, 22
22 yards,
in a triaxle. Yeah.
22 meters.
Anyone who tells you you're putting more than 22 yards in a triaxle is lying, unless they have some crazy box with super high boards.
330 yards per truck per day. So 15 divided by 330. 4.5 days of trucking. At one truck, that is
Who's loading it?
us,
So
our
now,
shovel, which would be $0 if I was in it in the winter with nothing else to do.
who's stacking it in your yard? You?
Me or Shane. That
So,
could be done
in,
anytime.
in my personal opinion, this is an absolutely awful deal.
I don't know if it is.
And this person needs to get rid of this soil anyways. So I would just call their bluff and say, you can bring it to my yard for free, but that's the end of it. I'll stack it. You can load it and truck it. And because obviously they need to get rid of 1,800 yards of topsoil.
Yeah.
So
I think there's
how many,
enough
there's nowhere cheaper. This is just
I
me.
think.
This is me being a business person.
Yeah.
You're 5 minutes away and you're willing to take the 1,800 cubic yards of soil that they need to get rid of. There's no cheaper place on the planet for them to load it and truck it than your yard. And they're still trying to play a game on you by saying you have to pay for all this shit and you have to fucking give me. I would say, yeah, that is one of the biggest screw jobs I've ever heard in the world.
Here's another possibility for you. I can leave it there and screen it from that site
How long?
and use it. I have 8 months.
I would say fuck it, truck it to my yard or truck, because anywhere else they take it is going to be ultra expensive. It has to go somewhere further than 5 minutes. You have the cheapest option for
You
them.
can go 10 minutes.
Still, cheapest option is to you.
Yeah.
You have the cheapest option, and you're getting played.
I still think I can make some money.
But why not make all the money? Why are you letting? They're making money. They need to get rid of the soil, and they're obviously getting rid of the soil to make money. They obviously estimated if it's a job or however, they obviously estimated to get rid of this soil. So they're trying to keep all of their money plus get some of your money, and you get a little tiny bit of money on the top. That's a shit deal. You asked my opinion. I'm telling you.
I appreciate your opinion. I'm trying to.
It's the shittiest deal ever. As someone who's in the soil moving game, who moves soil constantly, I would literally just be like, bro, that is the stupidest deal I've ever heard of. You can truck it to my yard for free or get the fuck lost.
Yeah.
There's zero value in that soil. Someone else will truck it to your yard for free. Put an ad on Facebook. Willing to take clean topsoil. Has to be triaxle loads. You will have a million fucking people bring it to your yard for free. Why would you ever pay for it? It will. It works anywhere.
I'm going to put up an ad looking for topsoil free.
You go to any construction site, there's going to be topsoil they have to get rid of. Hey, you can bring that to my yard for free.
No, not in my city, though, because there's one civil GC that does it, and they fucking cutthroat on it. So our market kind of is shitty for getting anything anyway. So,
I think you're getting screwed, but
that's not a big number to get screwed by. $5,000, $4,500.
Yeah, but why let someone take advantage of you? Period.
We do a lot of work with them.
That's different. That's a bigger relationship.
It is.
So you can let someone fuck you over. That's fine if you're letting them fuck you over for a reason, but you didn't put that parameter on it.
Oh, okay. Well, disclaimer. Now that your rage is out,
I hate hearing people get fucking screwed. It drives me nuts, especially if they're my friends. And somehow they've convinced you. Somehow they're convinced you. This person has convinced you.
No, they didn't convince me.
Super advantageous to you, and I'm like, what the fuck? They should be begging you to take this soil.
I've been in the topsoil hunting game for a long time. Like I was gonna buy other properties and strip the soil and all this stuff. I have this grand plan in my head, which may not even be a real thing, but we are gonna move topsoil somehow. You know these guys with the quarries? You know, every rich guys, they have a quarry. I want to be that for topsoil. A license to print money, just like the quarries do, but with topsoil. And I'm hell-bent on finding a way to do it.
You can waste a lot of money doing that for sure.
I will follow
Topsoil,
this off
topsoil
the
is one of the
cliff.
least
I will follow it
profitable
off the
things
cliff.
you can do. If I guarantee, if you asked one of my friends who happens to own a large topsoil business, what is the one part of your business you would get rid of immediately? That would be the item that they would pick.
You shit on everything I love, like the bin truck and topsoil.
I'm trying to warn you
Actually,
of the
you're shitting on
pitfalls of
till
your action.
rotators. I want to buy a really big loader. How do you feel about those?
I love big loaders.
Ugh.
I'm a realist. You
No,
can
you're a
build it.
pessimist.
You Johnny Cash sang a song where he's like, I will give you my empire of dirt. You know why? It was actually Trent Reznor's song that he recovered. But do you know why he said, I'll give you my empire of dirt? Because it was fucking worthless. Have my empire of dirt.
I think if it can be worthless unless you spin it right.
My advice is to pursue your dreams and do the things that you think are great.
Been doing it since day one.
Exactly. And you're a much more successful person than I am, so
I don't know if I am.
I think you are. I think the general population thinks you are.
Well,
I'm sure if we ran a poll and said who's more successful, Paver King or Chad, I think you would win all day.
Should we run that poll?
Run that poll.
I think a lot more people know who you are than I am. Who the fuck is this guy? He can't be successful.
Like at the end of the episode yet or last week, Keeper's like, and success, whoever
Whoever that is.
he ran.
Holly didn't know who I was.
I love that your name's still Success.
Don't blame him. I don't know how to change that.
I got to change it every time I
Didn't ask me.
log in now. It asks me what my name is.
I didn't care.
I don't know why. What was your counter? So a better topic here is they offered that you load it, you truck it, and we want $4,500 worth. Oh, but you
I
only
can
have 8
leave it there
months,
and
so
screen it
that's
from there.
fucking worthless. 8 months is worthless. What if you don't have the contracts? Like, see, that best case scenario is you pick up a bunch of contracts this summer where you could screen it on site and keep it there. But
Or you
that's
could retail it straight from site.
1,800 cubic yards. You think you're going to sell 1,800 cubic yards going through your shovel? How much of that 1,800 cubic yards is actually good soil and how much is tailings?
That's what I say. You may have 60% good stuff, so 1,200 yards.
So you think you can retail 1,200 yards in Cornwall?
I think so. You could put a fire sale out there in springtime, man.
What's the point of it if you're going to fire sale it?
Well, that's 20.
Just to say you own a topsoil business?
Well, think about it. It costs, what, $2, $3 a cube to process? And
I don't know what it costs.
so that's
I would never be
$18.
involved.
Even if you're at $20 a yard,
How
plus
much can you
trucking.
sell a yard for in Cornwall?
20, they sell it for $30 a yard if it's good. Right? Plus trucking. So say you're getting with trucking $25 a yard. You're turning $3 a yard into $22 a yard.
So how much was the so there's 1,200. How much did you say that? So you got to estimate for, and I know you're saying me and the shovel is free. I get that, but it's not. So you got to include it because it's a cost. So how much fuel does that shovel burn a day? Like if you were charging that shovel out hourly, what would you charge for it?
165 or something.
And you think, how many days did you think of loading there was? 5?
Yeah, well, yeah, 4.5, 5.
4.5, 5. So let's call it 5 at 1,600. 5 times 1,650. So there's $8,000 worth of excavator time to load the trucks. And then you were saying it like if it was me and I was doing this job and it's 5 minutes away, and I had a 20-ton excavator, I wouldn't have one truck on. I'd have 5 trucks on, and I'd do it in a day.
Done in 2 days. Fine.
A
No problem.
day. You
Yeah.
could probably do it in a day.
Yeah.
If you had 10, you could load 10 trucks.
Yeah.
As long as, but you also have to be able to take 10 trucks on the other end. Can you dump 10 trucks wide on your property
You bet
where
I
you're
can.
stacking it? All right. So
Yeah.
you could cut down your excavator bill from 8,250. You could cut it down to, like, say 2 days, $3,200.
Sure.
Right? So
Mhm.
3,200. Now your trucking bill goes way up though, because you have a lot. Well, not really, because it's, so you have,
Same amount of loads.
so how many loads was it?
I forget what we said. Is it still in my calculator? No.
All right. So let's say there's 2 days of trucking, 5 trucks per day. So that's, what do they putting trucks out for hourly by you? $100?
110.
All right. So let's call it 100. So there's 10,000 in trucking. So you're at 13,200 for the 2 days. And then what are you stacking it with?
A stacker on the screener.
So you don't have a stacker, so you'd have to rent
Well, I
it.
was gonna buy a screener, and I have so much fucking topsoil here.
But you can't screen it, and like, you're not going to be able to screen it as fast. So you need to push it into a pile. So you're going to push it with a loader. You're going to push it with something,
Loader.
right?
Yeah.
So let's allow 3,200 for that too, to be fair, because it's going to be
Sure.
a big loader.
Yeah.
Oh. So you're at 16,400. Now you got to screen it. How many days to screen the 12? To screen out the 1,800 yards down to the 1,200.
3 days max.
So that's 1,650. Well, in theory, if you've got that bucket on that excavator, you should be charging way more for it than 165 an hour.
Well, right now that whole fucking setup is down. Can't even get my bucket off the excavator.
So how much is that? How much would you charge for that bucket? That, because that's also pounding the fuck out of your hydraulic pump, that bucket. Like, you are
No,
destroying
it runs
that.
really low. Like it runs really insanely
But
low.
it's way harder on the machine than if you don't have that bucket on it. You're putting more wear and tear, so you got to charge more. I'm not saying you have to charge way more, but having that, how much is that attachment worth?
30 grand.
30 grand. And then it's harder on the machine. So if it's 165 an hour without the attachment, you need to be probably 200 with the attachment.
Okay, sure.
Well, you tell me. You can't run that attachment for free. You need to recoup the cost of it.
Well, it's already bought. So regardless of
But
whether
it doesn't
something
matter
else.
though.
But it does. That's business owner man math.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you already own
Fair
it. It
enough.
costs you nothing. There's no payments on it.
No, I agree with PK on this one.
Like, okay, let's say you're going to run it for
Half the shit I
180.
have doesn't cost me anything.
You got to run it for
So it's
180,
free
but
to
you
bring
had
to
to
every
make the
job.
money to pay for it.
It's already made. It's paid for.
What happens when you need to replace it? That bucket's not going to last forever.
I hope it will. It's been good so far.
It doesn't even run, and you can't get it off the fucking machine.
No,
It's
no,
not
the
even a
tilt
year
rotator
old.
doesn't fucking run.
Oh, okay. Well, you said the bucket. The bucket's less than a year old. It doesn't fucking run, and it can't get off the machine.
No, the
It's going to
rotomotor is
last
great.
forever.
The tilt rotator is not fucking working. It won't come off the fucking machine.
Let's call it even at 185. $20 an hour more to screen the soil is fair.
Okay.
So that you said 3 days?
Yeah.
I think I fucked this. So you're at 20 to get to the pile of soil, you're at $22,050. Now the soil is screened in your yard, ready to go. So now we'll divide that by 1,200. So it's costing you $18.37 a yard to just screen it and put it in your yard. That's without the $4,500 of free trucking you were going to do. So really, it should be 25,000 basically. 25,000 divided by 1,200. So you're paying $20.83, and now the soil is screened in your yard, ready to go. Now, if you can do it in 8 months and eliminate all this rigmarole and pay for one float move, and your excavator screens it right into your trucks, then you have money making potential. But you still should not give up $4,500.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
just telling you the actual math on this. It
Yeah.
doesn't cost $2 a yard to make it.
No, well, not after getting it to where it needs to be made.
What you're saying I can make it for $2 a yard? No, you can't.
No, I can screen it for $3 a yard from where it is.
Where it is, how many yards an hour does that thing screen? If you could get it off the machine and it was running, let's say
About 90,
90.
90 yards an hour, 80, 90.
Okay, so you got
It's more than I think.
divided by, yeah, you're $2.05 a yard if you screen 90 an hour. But that's without the float move too. But whatever, say you're 215 with the float move. It's an extra 10 cents for the float move there and back. It's only 5 minutes down the road. So if you could get it, and that's also not including $4,500. So if you include the $4,500 you have to give up, so you're $5.29 if you give up the $45, which still is a good margin if you're going to sell it for $25, including the trucking. You're still doing okay, but you can't afford to move the soil to your property. You need to screen it for 8 months and their property. But if you think you can get rid of it in 8 months, then maybe you got some huge contracts next year. You can screen it right into your trucks and haul it to your contracts.
Fucking gone. I think I can do it. I'm not a betting man, but I think I can make money here.
What's the worst case scenario is if you tell them, I'm not paying you $4,500 because that's total bullshit, and I'm going to screen it on your property and I will take it. Then the worst case scenario is here at the end of 8 months, which is he counting the winter as 8 months, or are we talking the start of the season 8 months?
No, he's not building until next fall or whatever. Right?
Okay, so you got the whole season.
Yeah.
So the worst case scenario is you sell off that property. Also, the other thing is, are you prepared to sit your shovel there for the entire summer? Because if you get a big wall job, how are you going to screen the soil at the other property? Or are you going to pre-screen a bunch of it and hope for the best?
I would pre-screen it for sure.
Okay. So the
And
worst case
down the road the 5 minutes to load it whenever it needed
the
to.
absolute worst case scenario here is you go and you screen. What happens to if you screen it on his property? Who has to get rid of the 40% tailings?
I was going to ask that too.
He's going to keep those tailings or pay the trucking to get
Has
them.
has he agreed to that, or that's just you saying it?
No,
because he's also telling you that you have to take all the tailings to your property and give him $4,500 in the original deal.
No, I would leave them there.
Okay. So the worst case scenario is you sell it all summer retail or to your jobs. You get to the fall, he's about to build, and then you got to truck the pre-screened soil to your yard. And what you have left, whatever you don't sell, is not going to be that much.
I'm thinking my little brain is slow to figure this out.
I love this shit. This is my whole life. This is all I do is manipulate trucks and shit and fucking.
Chad, did you say you're going to buy a screener?
I think I'm going to buy a plant. Yeah.
Nice.
I think we have no other option. We're getting a big loader, maybe, and a screening plant. And we're just going to fucking... Because I would rather do this than any single fucking brick job in the entire world. Any fucking front entrance way, I'd give it up to do topsoil work.
Screen topsoil.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Any reason, PK, why the person who has a soil business?
It's the least profitable part of their business.
Oh, the least profitable. Okay.
Yeah, it's like almost like a virtually profitless thing, and it takes up a mass amount of property to do it. And there's so many fucking laws now, which might not be affecting Chad and Cornwall today, but at some point the soil police are coming to Cornwall.
Right.
And when they roll in, they just shut down your whole operation if you don't have.
I'll be done all my soil by then.
You'll have your money made.
Just sell my plant. I'm telling you, we're 5 years behind minimum. So
the soil police have been pretty hectic here for 3 years. So you probably got, well, I don't know, like maybe they never come to Cornwall because there's not enough population there. Like one of our drivers got pulled over 5 times in a week by the soil police.
Wow.
Up past Peterborough in the middle of fucking nowhere.
What are they marked by?
Ministry of the Environment.
Okay.
Green and yellow. Green and blue and yellow is bad to get pulled over to. They're Ministry of Finance. They want to dip your tanks.
Yeah, but that is a non-issue for us.
Ministry of
I'm sure
Environment's maybe
yours either.
only green. What is?
They want to check your fuel in your
Oh,
tanks.
that happens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a non-issue.
Oh, I don't even buy dyed fuel for anything.
So you have nothing to worry about.
Oh, I don't care. Dip every tank in our yard, unless it's almost everything. We've owned almost everything diesel since brand new too. Because if anyone's ever put dyed diesel in a truck, it will come back unclean. A percentage. Like if you come back unclean and you're less than 5%, they know that it's like, someone did something, or it was ages ago. Maybe you didn't own the truck.
Yeah.
Because once the dyed fuel goes through, it's in the injectors forever. Some percentage of it. Your fuel will never test clean. But I don't even have dyed fuel in the yard. We don't buy enough of it to we don't run any big equipment like you do. We're a small company, not like you.
We're a small company.
You have way bigger equipment than I do.
That doesn't make big equipment doesn't make a big company.
It makes it bigger than mine.
You have more
Like
trucks.
I'm running skid steers and shit. I don't
So
need
what?
I don't need dyed fuel.
One big shovel.
I don't need dyed fuel. It's too much of a bitch. I'd rather I just tell the guy, because we can't buy dyed fuel around here. You have to have a tank.
Hmm.
And I don't want a tank on it. I will never have fuel tanks at a yard of ours ever again. We make so much more money not having fuel tanks. Our profit has skyrocketed once we got rid of the fucking fuel tanks. The whole fallacy of having fuel tanks to make more money is the biggest line of bullshit I've ever heard. To me. Sure, it's great for everybody else.
The topsoil myth or the dyed diesel fuel?
I don't think there is a topsoil myth. You're the only one that has the topsoil myth.
Yeah, I'll see. Count my money next year. What did you say, Pete? Look at the
Well, we haven't even started to factor in that the screening plant's probably worth 250 grand.
Oh, it's a 200 grand easy, but
And then the stacker on top of that.
another 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So,
in this one till the end. I'll follow this one fucking right through, man.
Well,
Because
you'll follow it until the Ministry of Environment rolls into your uncertified property and shuts you down. But
I'll
yeah.
bury them in the fucking topsoil pile. Get off my
My
property.
friend that owns a topsoil business, I think they've been inspected 10 times in the last 2 years.
Leave it in Toronto, man. You guys can have it all.
Yeah. Well, it's the problem with making that huge investment and not legalizing the land to it is that it only takes them coming once and you're done.
Well, I am a farm.
Doesn't
And-
matter. Topsoil is a very specific, you can't do that activity without ministry. I'm telling you what the rules are. You can, being a farm won't allow you to screen topsoil. I'm telling you it won't.
You should see the other guys. So
If they could all be doing, all that it takes is one complaint to the ministry and they'll blitz the whole area.
yeah, well, great. Now it's live for everyone to hear about.
Who listen? I don't think anyone's listening to this.
They're going to use AI to scrape our transcripts.
But one of the greatest problems with me, and one of the things that holds me back is I analyze everything to the nth degree, and I don't fly by night on anything. But I think that holds me back, and why my business is so small as it is now.
The whole concept
Because it's constantly holding me back.
Fly by night for the past 15 years.
And it's been great.
Software. We have none of this shit, and so far so good.
It's been great. My overanalyzing of everything and trying to figure out, I think that there's some strength in it because it probably helps me make some good deals. It probably keeps me out of some stuff, but it definitely holds me back. It's why we haven't had very much growth, since we started. We've been very slow to grow, right? So if I was not analyzing everything all the time and finding every possible pitfall to everything we do, we probably could be 3 or 4 times the size we are. But I mean, we're so fucking small because I just overanalyze everything all the time.
Yeah. I don't think you're small, but sure.
It's all relative.
Yeah. There's much smaller landscape companies out there.
There's much bigger landscape companies out there.
Yeah, both of us were sort of in a weird spot.
I think that if my personality, and we're back because Mike ran out of disk space mid conversation. I I was in our I don't remember what we were talking about now, but we're talking about how Chad flies by the seat of his pants and is far more successful than I am because I overanalyze everything. Um, I think you're also just smarter than me, which is obviously a huge advantage in
Well, you
business.
spent the last 20 minutes proving that is not the case. You dissected my whole topsoil scheme.
Subconsciously, because I like that stuff. I like trucking. I like logistics. That's what I like. I like the logistics of things because like there's so many people that say you can't make any money with trucks. There's a lot of people that say you can't make any money with trucks. We make money with trucks because I like logistical things. I like thought of moving things around and where they go and where they don't go, and I just like it.
Hmm. Maybe I like soil things.
Great. Maybe that's why you'll be great at it. You'll make a shit ton of money.
Who knows? Who knows?
As long until you separate the soil company from the landscaping company, you'll never know if the landscaping company is propping up the soil company. And because you love the idea of soil, and I say this from a position of having two separate divisions that do very different things. Well, three really: the bins, the triaxles, and the landscaping company. And like I I don't know which one is propping up the other ones, and I don't want to look into it because I don't want to know. But because like maybe the thing that I love the most is actually getting propped up by the thing I like the least. So like the only way to truly tell if you're building a soil empire is to start like for NDL to lend the money to the soil company to buy all that stuff, create a separate company, and then see if that company's profitable, and then have NDL buy the soil off it when it needs it, and have and sell the soil to that company, and then you would have a true idea: is the soil company profitable? Because at the current setup, NDL could just be propping up the soil company as your pet project because you love the soil idea, which I think is amazing, and everyone has to have a hobby. Just
Yeah, I
because
love
your
that
hobby
for
is,
myself. Yeah, I love that from like I think that is a fucking reason to get up in the morning, man.
but then that's amazing. I would be super thrilled for
That
you if you
that
got it.
that on its own is enough for me. To
Yeah,
get up
if
and
you,
feel like you had a purpose working this fucking soil company for the next 20 years that uh, only took away thousands of dollars from your landscape company every year.
but if that's what you
But it
love
was
and that's what you
mine.
want to do,
Yeah.
then go for it. Why else are you running the other company? If you
How do
can't
you get here
prop up,
somehow?
if you can't prop up your prep project, then why would you bother with the rest of it?
Well,
If you can't
isn't
use
that how
that company to create something that you love, whether it's based in money or not, it's just something that you love. Who who cares? What's the point of the rest of it? Might as well
if
just
you
go get a
can't
fucking
use
job.
your software money to landscape your ex-wife's home, what's the point? Same thing. You get up in the morning, you have a great time, right? You love what you do and you fucking go for it every day.
By the way, I'm not doing that.
I'm
Just
I'm of the opinion that if you're running your company and it's profitable and you want to run this topsoil company because it's what you love doing and you love being in a loader and you love making topsoil, and that company breaks even or loses a few thousand a year and gets propped up by NDL, but it's what you love doing, then you should fucking go do that right now.
I'm trying, but it's November and everything is fucking soaking wet.
That's one of the deterrents of owning a topsoil company.
It's fucking miserable out there, man. And people are calling. They're still like, "Can you come do my topsoil this year? Okay, we got this street to do. Can you do that this year? Are they still cutting sod?" Like, guys, we're gonna
It's
try here, but that's
snowing.
all we can do. Like, Do you think they're still cutting sod next week? I don't fucking know.
It's not my dream to own a sod company,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. You're talking to the topsoil guy, not the. I can get the soil down. That's it.
It's
But
not my dream to own a fucking. I don't. I think it's a great idea. Who cares about whether the math works or not if it's what you love doing? I can tell you right now, the math doesn't work on putting watermelon lights on my bin trucks.
watermelon lights?
Yeah, that's those green lights or I don't know if you've seen the videos of my trucks. They have these huge green lights or huge purple lights on them.
Yeah,
They're
those are called
they're
watermelon lights.
yeah, they're watermelon lights. That's what they're called.
Hmm.
So there's no reason to put those on the trucks. Like there's no reason for it. There's no benefit to it. All it does is cost money and potential hazards and potential fines because I'm not 100% sure that huge green lights that blind everyone are legal. But that's what I love. Cheaper than a topsoil screener, but it's
Yeah.
what I love. I mean, you could like the pink underglow under Christie's truck, and then the guy right now is building blue underglow for Andrew's truck and the 30 ton float. So the whole truck is going to glow blue under it when he goes down the road. That is a tremendous waste of money, but I love it. I think it's so neat and I really like seeing it. So I don't like I'm ordering I'm trying to, but Kenworth is fucking grossly incompetent. I'm trying to order a visor for the new Vin truck because it didn't come with a visor and I really want a visor on it. I don't like the way it looks without a visor. So I ordered a visor and they brought it in, but then it didn't fit because they ordered the wrong one or some shit. But the visor's $2,000. It creates zero benefit to the company. But I love how the truck looks with a visor. So I really don't give a fuck if it creates like buying Christie's truck is stupid. It's unaerodynamic. It vaporizes fucking fuel. It's way heavier and has a terrible fucking tear compared to buying like a fucking Freightliner or like a fucking International. But I love it. I like seeing it. I like it going down the road. I like to see it. I think it's neat. It's fun to have,
Holy shit. Yeah.
but it's stupid to buy it business wise. It's a ridiculous purchase. It's dumb. But I bought it because I bought it because she really liked it. And I bought it because I really like it. And then we put pink glowing lights under it because she loves them. Well, that's a waste of money too. None of that is helping me. I don't need any of that to get business.
Well, they're certainly not going to tell you to paint your machine black.
All of this shit is still cheaper than a topsoil screener though.
Well, I could do this. I could buy another 20-ton shovel and put another screening bucket on it and have two.
I think you could totally justify buying another 20. Whether you could find a deal as good as you got on that one, probably you could right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people trying to dump equipment.
There's Ritchie Brothers auction coming up.
I think you could 100% justify buying that shovel. Has worked a lot for you since you bought it.
Yeah, that
It works
shovel.
almost every day. Remember when you bought it, you were like, I'm going to fuck around at the yard with it and then resell it in 6 months.
Yeah, no way. I don't foresee a time whenever Natural Design doesn't have a 20-ton shovel ready to go out the door.
You could probably buy another one. You've probably paid for that one already.
For the price of a new screener, I could buy another 20-ton.
And then maybe the bucket would work better on it because it wouldn't have a tilt rotator on it.
Yeah, potentially. I could get a bigger screener. I could get a 30-ton.
Did you notice that your first problem you incurred with the tilt rotator was after you lost your sponsorship and you purchased it?
Well, that's par for the course with anything. After it's off
I
warranty,
agree.
it's
No,
the
I
best.
totally agree with you. Totally. I'm just saying it's nice to know that the world works in the right ways.
Yeah. On purpose, yeah. Yeah. I will say we blew a hose last week and East Rock came to our rescue very quickly. Repaired the hose on site within a day. So shout
And
out to this.
that's all that matters in the equipment game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Service. All of the equipment, everything, every truck, every heavy truck, every passenger truck, every skid steer, every excavator, every tilt rotator, they're all fucking junk. They're all junk. all it comes down to is who can give you the best service.
Yeah.
Everything produced in society today is throwaway garbage. Who can give you the best service is all that matters. And if you believe that Cat gives you the best service, or Grib gives you the best service, and it could be different. Like, you might get amazing service from Grib, but I would get shit because of my location.
Yeah.
But I might get amazing service from Rototilt. So even though I like Gribs, it makes more sense for me to buy a Rototilt because I get better service. Because at the end of the day, they're both the same junk that's going to break down.
Yeah.
So what matters? All that matters is service. What, like your skid steer that you painted black and the brand that shall not be mentioned,
Comes from East Rock, the same company that did a great job servicing my shovel that they didn't supply me with, you know?
So all that matters with that skid steer, because every skid steer you buy is going to break down and be crap. How's the service for it? That's what matters.
Yeah. So far, so good.
That you had a seatbelt issue, they fixed it right away.
Fix the seatbelt issue, fix the air seat. I have nothing bad to say about the service at all.
So just keep buying machines and painting them black.
Yeah.
How much was it to paint it black?
$5,000.
See, that was a waste of money that you did it because
that's what I said, right? Like,
it mattered to you.
Mattered to me.
Yeah. But if you can't do things that matter to you, what's the point of owning the business?
Go work for someone else if you can't do this stuff. Because if the money's there, the government's going to tax it and take it away anyway, right?
I agree.
So spend it on things that make you happy and make you want to get up and do your business.